For 8 seasons, the Andy Griffith Show gave us a comforting escape into a simpler world. At the heart of Mayberry was its sheriff, Andy Taylor. I remember him best as the wise, patient father who could solve any problem with a gentle lesson. But if you watch the show from start to finish, you'll notice that the Andy we met at the beginning of the show wasn't quite the same man that we said goodbye to. It feels like we got to know 3 different versions of Sheriff Taylor over the years. When the show first started, back in the good old black and white days, Andy was a little bit more of a good-natured country boy than the pillar of wisdom that he would eventually become. In those early episodes, he was often right in the thick of the foolishness and all the hijinks that was going on in Mayberry. He'd grin a bit wider, his country accent was a little bit stronger, and he wasn't above getting into a comical jam himself. He was less of the calm problem solver and more of a participant in the town's gentle chaos. Way back then, he was just one of the gang, sometimes as likely to be part of the mix-up as his excitable deputy Barney Fife. This Andy was still the good man that we all knew, but he was a lot more fallible, which had its own unique charm. However, as time went on, something changed. Andy Griffith himself realized that the real comedic fireworks came from all of the wonderful characters around him, especially the brilliant Don Knotts as Barney. So Andy Taylor, well, he settled on into the role that we remember him best for. He became the calm center of Mayberry, the voice of reason that could, with enough time, solve any predicament. This is the Andy who was the patient father to Opie, teaching him life's biggest lessons with quiet conversations in a fishing pole. He became the perfect straight man, setting up Barney's hilarious schemes with a knowing look and a dry sense of humor. He wasn't just a sheriff, he was the town's anchor, the one that everyone turned to when things went sideways. This is the Andy Taylor who felt like a trusted friend and a second father to a whole generation of viewers. Then things changed again. When Don Knotts left the show and Mayberry suddenly appeared in color, the whole feel of the program shifted, and it seemed to affect the sheriff too. In those later seasons, Andy often seemed to have less patience. The calm and easygoing manner was sometimes replaced with what appeared to be tired frustration. He could be a bit grumpy and more easily exasperated by the antics of the townspeople. Plus Gomer was gone and he was left with this guy. Without Barney and sometimes Gomer to play off of, the comedy became broader, and Andy's role often turned into that of a weary authority figure, just doing his best to keep a lid on things. But for many folks who grew up with the show, this last version of Andy, well, it feels just a little bit off. The warmth wasn't always there, and that easygoing wisdom was harder to find. It was a different show, and Sheriff Taylor, he was a different man. You know, Andy never intended for the series to go beyond those first 5 years when it was filmed in black and white. But the show was such a huge success, and the network offered him so much money to keep doing it that he just could not say no. Should he have? Let me know in the comments section. Alright, let's keep rolling. Looking back now, watching Andy Taylor's journey is like watching a friend grow and change over time. We got to know the playful country boy, then the wise and steady father figure, and finally, that more world-weary, kind of grumpy lawman. Each version showed us something different about Mayberry and the pressures of keeping a small town running, while most of us will always hold the wise and patient Sheriff Taylor closest to our hearts. It's the full story of his character that makes him and the show so wonderful, so special, and so timeless. And now for something only semi-related.
Could I have a little service, please?
Oh, hi, Andy. What'll it be? An ice cream soda?
Oh, no, thank you. I remember the last ice cream soda you gave me. Where in the world did you get the recipe to that? Lucretia Borgia?
I have something for you.
What's that?
Sanka coffee.
Sanka coffee? Did you say Sanka coffee?
That's right. It's a coffee that gives you the best of the coffee bean. Aroma, flavor, but no caffeine.
Is that the truth?
Sure. It's the modern coffee that's 97% caffeine-free.
No.
Yes, and that means you can drink all you want anytime you want.
Well, I'll be dogged.
Oh, you knew all about Sanka. Why do you lead me on? Do you enjoy that sort of thing?
Yes, sir. And the sponsor kind of gets a kick out of it, too. Try Sanka coffee, folks. I appreciate it, and good night.
Now that, make no mistake, was Season 1 Slightly Goofy Andy. One more thought. It would take years for Griffith to completely shake off the image of good old Andy from Mayberry. And you know, he was not a dumb man. It's possible that he knew when he made the decision to keep the series going for a few more years that he was making things harder for himself as an actor once the show finally did end. That's probably another reason why those later seasons, Andy was a bit more curmudgeonly. Prior to his starring role in Gilligan's Island, Bob made a guest appearance on The Andy Griffith Show as Dead Wash, a character who was married to Charlene Darling and had previously been played by a different actor on the show. However, CBS wanted to get Denver's face in front of as many TV viewers as possible before Gilligan's Island debuted on the network, and it was for that reason alone that Bob was asked to make a one-time appearance in Mayberry. I've got to say, I really love this 3-DVD set. It's got some of the very best episodes from The Andy Griffith Show. It was put together to celebrate the 50th anniversary a few years back. Now, the question you might have is, I can watch these episodes on some of the streaming networks. Why would I buy the DVD? Well, there's two reasons for me. You never know when they'll take them off the streaming networks. And two, I sometimes don't want to pay for those streaming networks. So this was a must purchase for me. And I think it should be for you as well.
You are special.
Didn't have to do it, but you did. So thank you very much for your support, for your support, for your support. Thank you very much.
Click on that thumbnail, cause it's time to go. Dave's got the classics, let the memories flow. TV shows and movies that we all hold so dear. On his YouTube channel, he's keeping memories near. Dave Sundstrom, bringing back the good stuff, oh yeah.